Good morning everyone, here we are, another day, living the dream, another video, rocking and rolling. I have a confession to make. It is quite late. It is not the morning at the moment where I am. Because today I've been out filming for the theatre cafe. So I didn't have time to do a morning video. So here I am, hours later, sticking with the tradition and doing a video a day for countless days. So what I thought we would do is do a little Q&A, a little what's going down on the old Twitter sphere. So before I sent out a little thing on Twitter saying any questions you want to know, and I picked out 10. Okay, number 1 is, what is the part you're most excited of the whole Frozen process? This is a weird one because in the current climate, I'm just excited to start. Hence the hat. I think that's like the general vibe at the moment. Speaking to fellow actors, you know, on Instagram or WhatsApp, or recently I've sort of met up with some because we've done a little project together, and everyone's just so excited to be back. And I'm the same. I just want to be back. I just want to be back in the room. I feel like the first day of rehearsals is going to be like so exciting. Everyone's going to be so happy to be there. Everyone will want to just do it and act and sing and dance again. But you know, if we weren't in the current climate and it was just like another job, I'd say the most exciting thing I'm sort of looking forward to would be to be like West End original cast, because it's something I've not done before. And I think the fans of Frozen, the people who love musicals and Disney and all that sort of stuff, are really excited about it. It's really amazing and cool to be part of something which people are really excited about. I've been wanting to be in the West End or in the UK for so long, so yeah, that is a really cool opportunity. You know, when I was in the Book of Mormon, for example, I would tell family friends or people who weren't down with the musicals, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm in this show called the Book of Mormon, and they'd be like, what? What's that? Les Mis? Like, no, the Book of Mormon. So it's really nice to be a part of like Frozen, Disney, you know, because everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, Frozen, I get that. So yeah, that's my answer. Let's move on. Someone's asked, will you ever get Cameo? Maybe one day. I've downloaded the app. I've just not really set it up yet. So maybe one day. I don't know if people would be interested in me getting Cameo. But yeah, it's definitely not a no. Next question. Biggest achievement in your life so far? Biggest achievement. I think it would be professionally for me. You know, I've always felt like I belonged in professional theatre and I was good enough, or could be good enough. So I guess it's maybe my achievement though, because, you know, I've come far. You know, it wasn't just plain sailing for me. It wasn't just I graduated from college, you know, or theatre school, and went to my first audition and landed a West End job. That was not the case. I worked my butt off for a long time, but knowing that I could and, you know, would be good enough to step into a room and be in a rehearsal room with like West End actors. And so my biggest achievement would be, I think, making it into the West End, I guess. Yeah, because I had my doubts, as we all do. But then it happened, and then I felt like, oh, this is where I belong. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very lucky. Actually, I say lucky, but maybe there are elements of luck, depending if you believe in it. But I did work my butt off for a long time. You know, I graduated in 2012, and then I didn't start my first West End job until 2015. Coming up to 3 years in total. So yeah, I worked hard for those 3 years to eventually land it. So yeah, being in the West End, I'd say, was a big achievement for me. What's one bit of advice you would give yourself 10 years ago? I think the one piece of advice I'd give myself if I could go back 10 years would be not to try and please everyone or try to not be hated. It sounds very niche, but when I was younger, at least, I tried to make sure everyone liked me, and I tried to make sure, you know, I didn't rub anyone the wrong way, which is a thing that is not really achievable if you're really true to yourself. You know, I'm not saying go out and offend people, never do that, but, you know, purposefully. But to stand by something that you might believe in is important, and yeah, I feel like that's probably my advice I'd give myself 10 years ago. I feel like I'm better now than I was 10 years ago, but yeah, still I'm trying to apply those things. Okay, next question. What you've learned most about yourself from lockdown? I've learned that I do like structure, actually. I never really thought I was a structured person. But the effect of having a structure in your life is, or has become, important to me now. You know, like, when structure's just there because, you know, you go to work or you do this, like, you don't really realize the importance of it. But when everything's like taken away and you have no structure in your life or no schedule, it's only then you're like, oh wow, crap, like, what am I doing? What should I do with my days? You know, the first couple of days or the first couple of weeks are fine, but then after a while you're like, wow, I really need to put my mind to something. So probably learning that I do need structure in my life and the importance of structure and routine and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like I've learned that about myself. I like it. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to sort of, you know, I like to put my mind to good use with my days. There's only so much of chilling and Netflix and all that sort of stuff you can do, I think. Next question. Can we have a live Good Morning World for 200? So I'm guessing this is saying the 200th episode, which is like 40 something videos away. Can we have a live? Maybe. Maybe. It's a weird one, isn't it? Like, I can't believe me and Carrie are at like 300 videos collectively. It's mental, it's crazy. So I don't know what's gonna happen for the 200th, even if we get there. It's sort of at the moment like a rolling sort of open process. As you guys can probably tell, the last couple of weeks has been pretty busy, so the videos have sort of evolved and changed and not been as structured, like on the couch, talking in the morning. If we get to 200, that's great. Maybe we can do a live, I don't know. It's all up in the air. Regardless if we get to 200, I'm pretty proud of what we've done anyway. I feel like we've powered through. There's been hard days where we've looked at each other and gone, I don't know what we're going to talk about today, and we found something, and it's been actually probably one of our best videos. Yeah, it's been really interesting and challenging, and yeah, good. But yeah, 200, maybe alive, who knows? Maybe. What was your fave song? Fave, I like it, not favourite, but fave song when you were 12. I had a little Google at this because I can't remember what my favourite song was when I was 12. But I looked, and I think it was Hero by Enrique Iglesias. A bit of a random fact for you there. I remember trying to sing it as well and just couldn't be able to. It was too high. Which is really weird because this is a thing when you like train as a singer. You know, I couldn't sing that song when I was 12 or 13 or whatever because it was too high. But now I'm like older and trained, I can sing it. So I can sing higher now, nearly 20 years on, than I could when I was 13. Which is weird. I remember doing my school show in year 10, so I would have been about 15, 14. And the singing teacher wanted me to sing Lately by Stevie Wonder, which is a pretty high song. And we took it down so many times. We took it down like 3 tones because I couldn't sing it. And then years later, I went back to that song and could sing it. So I could sing higher than I did when I was 15, which still blows my mind. Weird, weird. Okay, next one. What's your background in dance? So, my background in dance is that I didn't dance as a child. I did like amateur shows with my mum's drama group, but it wasn't really dancing. There was not really a trained dancer there really. Like we didn't do technique, we didn't do like basic steps like, I don't know, like a time step in tap or anything like that. It was more just stand in the right place and look pretty. The first time I sort of touched on dance as a subject really was probably in sixth form, when I was doing BTEC Performing Arts, and we would do like dance classes basically, and that was the first time, which was amazing, but it's not as like intense as like theatre school. So when I got to theatre school, I was about 17, 18, and that's when it was like intense. That was like technique. You were learning everything about like dance and how to dance and like the basics, and it was amazing. So yeah, I was about 18. I've told this story before, but I'll tell you it again for people who might not have heard it. I remember the first week in theatre school, you do like assessments. This might not happen in every theatre school, by the way, but it happened where I went. You do assessments to say, hey, like, what's your level? Especially in dance. So you do like ballet assessment, tap assessment, maybe a jazz assessment, I can't remember. And I was okay at like jazz. Well, I mean, I wasn't actually, thinking about it. I wasn't that good. Tap is something like, if you haven't done a class and someone says to you, do a time step, you're like, what is a time step? It's something you just can't learn yourself. You have to sort of learn the lingo and learn how to do it. Anyway, first sort of week, assessments, I got my shoes out, my tap shoes. They were like so brand spanking new, never been worn before, not even a scratch in them, which is like rare for tap shoes. Tap shoes are normally like beaten down. And I remember standing at the back of this assessment class, about 50 people in front of me, and the teacher was like, right, just do a single time step. And I just looked at her going, what the hell is a single time step? And everyone just moved and did a single time step, and I was there like, no idea. And she came up to me and tried to teach me a single time step, and I remember trying to do it and just not really getting it. And then what happened after then, that certain people who were what we called were like below the lowest level of tap went to a class called underground. We would call the class underground because it was so low, it was underground was the joke. And so there was me and like maybe 2 other people in underground tap. So then I eventually finished in 3rd year and I was in middle set. So I never got to top in tap, but I got to middle, which was a nice little achievement. My background in dance is minimal really, before theatre school. Now I feel like I'm pretty okay, I'm pretty good. I once won Most Improved in Dance award, so at my theatre school. So I mean, I did alright. Right, let's move on. Which Frozen character would be the most exciting to meet in real life? Olaf. It would have to be Olaf, a talking snowman. And I feel like his optimism and his way of thinking is just something we need right now. I'd feel very nervous that it was gonna melt. I'd be like, you need to stay indoors, mate. Stay out of the sun. But yeah, Olaf, hands down. Hands down. Get it? And the final question is, what is the hardest song you've had to learn for a show? And I'm gonna say it's the opening to the Book of Mormon. Only because I was a swing, so I had to learn every sort of track. So the ones I didn't have to learn were Elder Cunningham, because I didn't cover him, or Elder McKinley. But everyone else I had to learn. And I've talked about this before, but it is a hard opening number to swing. We actually walked past the Prince of Wales Theatre today, me and Carrie, and we were talking about it. And I said, oh yeah, like when Elder White goes, hello, there's like hellos underneath the opening, which I don't think many people like hear. But everyone's done by like an individual Mormon. So basically, Elder White goes, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, so that's like 4 or 5 Mormons just interjecting, saying their individual hellos, and I had to know all of those. Like Elder White's used to be hello, 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 something like that. I can't remember, but it's really hard. So basically, the opening to Book of Mormon was the hardest song. Very scary, but it never really went wrong. It might have gone wrong a couple of times. Anyway, that's that. The Q&A of dreams. It's been done. We've nailed it. Thanks for popping by, everyone. Bit different today, but I sort of like it. Rocking and rolling. Be safe out there. Don't forget to have a good day, whatever you're doing. Live the dream. Be yourselves. And just own it. Right.